Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the December 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Taurus. Please keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. Do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling a Celtic cross using the intuitive deck, and then we'll clarify further using the Waite deck. I'll also be pulling 2 additional cards from the Quantum Oracle. This is a one-off, to be honest, specifically for the month of December, seeing as we're wrapping up the year. So what I wanted to do is just get a couple of key energies for that in which that's crowning you at this time. Okay, so the energy that's surrounding you in the month of December, so I'll pull an additional card there. And also when it comes to the potential outcome. Okay, so those are the only differences. Otherwise everything is more or less the same as we usually do it here. So let's go into another shuffle for you and get into your reading. So Taurus, while I do that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next reading goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, you can find the information in the description box below. Okay. Oof, Taurus. Alright, let's go into your reading, see how we can best dissect this for you. So when it comes to your present circumstances, you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, but specifically associated with Cancer. So you could be dealing with a Cancerian or have Cancer in your chart. But regardless, I feel like you're very up in your feelings right now. I feel like emotionally you're just overwhelmed, overburdened. You're just like a well of emotion is what I feel. Like you are so unfulfilled right now, so unhappy. So we'll have to see what could be the cause of that. Crossing the situation in the position of your challenge, you have the Temperance card, so that is Sagittarius. Okay, that could be significant to you also. It's going to take time, right? Whatever situation is playing out for you, it's going to take time to, you know, alchemize your emotions, to heal from the situation, from whatever this is. I feel like your guides and your angels are trying to tell you that we're working on it, okay? But you need to give yourself time. You need to just, you know, do the necessary work as well, and we'll meet you halfway, okay? But it is going to take time. Just be, you know, just be good to yourself at this time. Be a bit delicate with yourself, you know, because you are feeling vulnerable, you are very emotionally overwhelmed. So just be gentle with yourself is what I feel is being communicated here while you do this processing, okay? When it comes to your recent past, you have the Sun, okay? So Leo energy, you could have been dealing with a Leo, but I feel like, yeah, there was some kind of partnership or relationship that brought you a great deal of happiness once in the past. I feel like when you both came together, there was a lot of mutual love, care, respect, understanding, passion. Like things were really good between you in the beginning, but I feel like something went awry here. When it comes to your near future, you have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is you accepting the loss, right? The loss of the connection, the loss of a situation, especially if you had to physically leave the environment. Say if you were sharing property together, an apartment, a house, right? You know, a villa, whatever. I feel like maybe you felt the best thing to do would be to remove yourself physically as well. So I do get that with the Five of Pentacles. Maybe the relationship is now breaking down and you're just, you know, getting things in order so that soon you'll be ready to leave, okay? When it comes to your feelings, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is interesting because I feel like, yeah, you are emotionally overwhelmed by something. But then in your feelings, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So maybe you feel like you're still hoping. I feel like you're still hopeful that you will get to the Ten of Pentacles with someone in the future. I just feel like at the moment you're still kind of pinning your hopes on potentially the same connection or the same person, because you understand that they wanted the Ten of Pentacles as well, possibly, or you felt that they would have been a good fit for you to have the Ten of Pentacles with. So you know your situation, you know how you feel about it specifically, so apply that to however it fits to your specific situation, because it's obviously different for different people. Now, when it comes to the energy surrounding you, let's go to the Quantum Oracle first. So let's see, what is the energy surrounding Taurus, or what's within their power to affect? The crowning energy for the month of December 2020. Wow, there's a bunch of cards there though. Okay, that's okay, I feel like I have to take them though. So I'll take all three, I'll just go through them quickly. So you have decrease, discovery, and a consciousness of lack. This is how they came out, right? So that's interesting, because Cancer had a consciousness of lack in their reading. They also had discovery in their extended. Was in the extended? No, it was in their potential outcome. So you could be dealing very, like, we've got strong Cancer here and you're right smack bang in your present circumstances. So some of you are definitely dealing with a Cancer, right? So if that's the case, I feel like what you're understanding is that the chances of you coming together with this person is pretty much going out the window, right? It's decreasing. And yeah, that's what I feel. With this Ten of Pentacles being in your feelings, it's like you're still holding on to the hope that you can have happy ever after, have this stable foundation, build a legacy with this person, right? But the chances of this happening is diminishing by the day. And I feel like you may come to find that perhaps this person is emotionally invested elsewhere, and that's what brings a whole new wave of sadness to the situation for you and brings in this consciousness of lack. Because you're going to find something out, I feel. You're going to discover something and feel like, oh my gosh, I've lost them, right? So, and especially because with that you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Earth energy, your energy. So that speaks of not working on something, not putting the work in, not willing to work on something, or not feeling like you can, feeling like something's come to a standstill. So yeah, I feel like you may discover that possibly they're in a really new relation, they're wanting to embark in a new relationship, or that they're leaving you for someone else, or you know, that essentially just whatever it is, whatever, you know, it could even be that they're relocating for work, but whatever it is, the chances of you coming back together is diminishing a lot, and you're feeling it and it's affecting you a lot. So I'm sorry that's the case, Taurus, if that applies to you. But I feel like this also could be necessary for your you know, personal growth and spiritual journey, but we'll see. Because in your advice you have the Chariot in reverse, which is Cancer's card. I mean, some of you are definitely dealing with a Cancer, or you have strong Cancer placements, but I feel like, yeah, the universe is saying that this situation is a no-go. If you keep forcing it or keep trying to make something out of, you know, bring this back together, you may be sabotaging your own happiness and your own spiritual growth and personal growth and healing. So I feel like this is coming apart for a reason, because there is some healing that needs to take place. The connection is it's served its purpose, it's run its course, is what I feel. There's nowhere to go with this anymore. It's run its course. So you have to let it go gracefully, right? That's the advice I'm getting here. So when it comes to your external influences, this can be people, places, situations, environments, everything outside of yourself. You have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, this person does not want to reconcile. They don't want to start over with you. They don't want to apologize for whatever took place in the past. They don't want to bring this back, is what I'm getting. Like, this person, they're not they're not putting any more into this situation, I have to say. I'm just being honest with you, Taurus. I could sugarcoat this, but you know I'm not like that. That's not how I work. You know, I have to be honest, and I don't see this person wanting to bring this back to revive the situation. Okay? So I'm sorry if that's what you were hoping for, because I'm not getting that. For those of you who I'm picking up on, I'm not getting that. Now, when it comes to your fears, so this is interesting. In the position of your fears, you have the Page of Cups. Sorry, not the Page of Cups. Why did I say the Page of Cups? Anyway, Ace of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I feel like you're afraid to... I think you have a lot of fears around love, Taurus. I feel like your biggest issue is that you don't give enough love to yourself. That's what I feel. I feel like you have a lot of fears around love, and it comes from a lack of love, right? Consciousness of lack, remember? Consciousness of lack. And maybe the discovery is, for some of you, that you're not putting enough work into yourself, and that's why the situation broke down. Because you weren't putting the work into yourself, like you were, you couldn't put the work into the situation, into the relationship, right? Because if you're feeling completely like empty, how are you going to give to a situation, right? So I feel like that may be the discovery for some of you, right? Not that this person is, you know, invested elsewhere, although that can be also a message for some of you. I feel like the key theme here for a lot of you is that you're coming to the realization that, you know, you self-sabotage by not putting enough time, attention, energy, affection, self-love into yourself, right? That's how it's manifesting in your, you know, situations, in your environment. It comes through in your relationships. It comes through in your connections with people, right? That you are not giving yourself enough love. And you have fears around that. You have fears around self-love, around love in general. Now, when it comes to your hopes, you have the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so you may have been keeping tabs on this person, especially if you have already separated or you already are in the process of moving out, moving away, right? Because I do see this in your near future, just like giving up on something. So I feel like you may already be physically at a distance from this person, but energetically you're still very much tied up into this situation. However, you're hoping that you can basically... you'll be able to stop yourself from keeping tabs on them, you know, looking at them on social media, seeing what they're up to, evaluating what this message means, what that message means, right? Because it drives you insane, essentially, when you're trying to work out what all, you know, every little word can mean, and if there's a cipher in there or like some hidden message, right? I think you're kind of hoping that you can stop that, because it's possible that it's coming into compulsive behavior, you know, it's almost like a little bit obsessive. So you're trying to do something about that, because you're like, okay, this is clearly not going to work out, so I need to stop obsessing and, you know, keeping tabs on this person, because, you know, they're not in my life anymore. And then finally, as a potential outcome, let's go to the Quantum Oracle first before we get to this card. So let's see, what is the potential outcome in December 2020 for Taurus with regards to the situation? Yeah, dark thoughts. That's that negative reinforcement again, you know, reinforcing negative self-beliefs, detrimental beliefs, reinforcing, you know, negative thoughts, thought patterns that you have. And if you're not careful, that can end up manifesting, as we see here, coupled with the devil, Capricorn energy, into toxic behaviors, right? Especially because of this as well. There is a risk here that this can become an obsession for you if you're not careful, you know. You know, you see this one is the one that got away, and then you become obsessed with the idea of somehow winging them back and having, you know, kids, marriage, the house, you know, fortunes, business, happy ever after, you know, with this person. So you need to be mindful, because with this combination, this is essentially saying that if you don't deal with this energy, you can very much become trapped in this, you know, toxic cycle of reaffirming detrimental beliefs, reaffirming, you know, negative thoughts regarding the situation, regarding yourself, and moving you even further away from self-love, right? So it's not the best combination, I have to admit, Taurus. But let's clarify. Surely we can get some good news here, because I don't believe it's all bad. But I feel like, again, that comes down to your perception. This is screaming of your perception being the world has come to an end, right? But I feel like it's changing. I feel like something is changing for you. It's just you have to release this compulsion that you have to try and, you know, keep an eye on them and see what they're doing, and, you know, who they could be dating, or if there is anyone in the picture, because that's only going to drive you insane. It doesn't matter what this person is doing at this point. You need to focus on yourself, right? It doesn't matter if they've exited your life, you know, wish them well, but you need to focus on yourself, not what this person is doing. Okay, so let's see. Clarifying the Queen of Cups in reverse in your present circumstances, you have the Ace of Cups and you have the Temperance in reverse. So we have more water energy, and we have Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius instead, or someone who has strong Sagittarius placements. You could have strong Sagittarius in your chart. But yeah, you're overwhelmed emotionally because you still have a lot of love for this person. But you're understanding that time is running out, and essentially you don't see this being alchemized, you know. You're seeing the days, the weeks, or even possibly months go by, and it's just like, as the more time elapses, the more you're feeling like this doesn't come together. But you still feel just as strongly as you did about them. That hasn't changed. You know, it's just whether or not the two of you can come back together and alchemize the situation. That's looking less and less likely by the day. Okay. But you still love this person, clearly. Now, when it comes to the challenge crossing the situation, it's interesting because that's where you have the Temperance card as well. It's like, but this time it's in the upright. So it's like, yeah, it's telling you to give yourself time to alchemize your feelings with regards to the situation. It will change, okay? It won't always be like this. So that's the challenge here, giving yourself the time and knowing that things will get better. You also have the Emperor, so that's Aries energy, and you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So it's basically saying you have to give it time and know and stand your ground, know what it is that you want, and know that what you're seeking will also seek you out. That what the path that you're choosing, what you've basically expressed to the universe as being your wish fulfillment, is also seeking you out. But it's going to take time, because right now you need to heal, right? So the best thing you can do is to keep working on yourself, yeah? Do what needs to be done to put yourself in this very strong leadership position, you know, someone who has pretty much it all, right? And just because it's the Emperor doesn't mean that you're a male. This is just your divine masculine energy, right? And it's saying, yeah, be assertive, you know, be a leader, get into that position, because you have what it takes to be the Emperor, right? But you need to focus on yourself in order to get there and do this healing, right? There's a lot of healing that needs to take place for you to get to the Emperor. So that's what you're being encouraged to focus on, i.e. yourself, as we said. Clarifying the Sun here in your recent past, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Pentacles. So this was it. I feel like this connection came in as an opportunity to really work on yourself, to change things for the better, right? Really transform how you view yourself, how you communicate about yourself, you know, the thought processes you have, your behaviors, right? Focusing on your aspirations, getting material abundance and stability under your belt, right? And it made you feel really good because you felt like you were working on something for the long term, working on, or, you know, at least that's how you felt it. You know, and you were putting your best foot forward, I feel, when this kicked off. However, something changed here. I don't know what happened between you two. I mean, you know, one person could argue it was all the other person, you know, the other could argue it was all the other person, but ultimately there's always two sides to the story, right? And I feel like it's never, no one's ever completely blameless, right? But either way, I don't know what happened here, but something went awry. And I feel like, honestly, with that consciousness of lack, you may have, you know, you may have dropped the ball a little bit, Taurus, because I feel like you felt, you know, you were feeling really good and you felt like you could handle it, you could do this, you could take on the challenge and you could work on yourself in the meantime. But something changed. You stopped doing that. You stopped putting the work into the connection in yourself. And you got into this real fearful mentality, right? Assuming the worst. You know, and that actually brought, that contributed to the ending, you know. That wouldn't necessarily be all of it, but I feel like it did significantly contribute to the ending, because you're feeding the universe this negative energy of, this isn't going to work, they're going to leave, they don't want to be with me, they don't see my value, you know, and you're reinforcing that constantly. We can see that here. So that's why you need to heal it. This was meant to show you that this is a pattern of yours, and that if you want a different outcome, you have to approach it with a completely different mindset and energy, right? Because you got into a sabotory kind of way of doing things, right? Which many of us do. We're all guilty of it at some point or another. So don't take it as a personal attack or anything like that, Taurus, because it's really not, okay? It's just something that we all do. So it's something we all have to face at some stage, okay? Now, clarifying the Five of Pentacles in your near future, you have the Death card in reverse and the Star in reverse. Yeah, so two major arcanas there as well, back to back. Scorpio energy and Aquarius energy, so that could be significant for you. But I feel like, yeah, you're coming to the realization in the near future that ultimately this isn't what you want, right? You don't want to be left out in the cold. You don't want to feel like you have to energetically sever the ties with this person, right? Because you feel like, surely this can't be it, this can't be over. Is there really nothing else I can do in this situation to turn it around? But ultimately, I feel like as that energetic sword is, the energetic tie is severed, you'll slowly come to the realization that maybe this wasn't my wish fulfillment. Maybe this wasn't the one, right? So that maybe this wasn't supposed to be my happy ever after, that maybe this was supposed to be the thing that triggers my healing so that I end up coming into alignment with my happy ever after. Because I do get that feeling, so that could definitely apply for some of you, okay? Clarifying the Ten of Pentacles in your feelings, you have the Five of Swords in reverse, air energy, and you have the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like, even though you're completely like taken over by fear, there is still that ray of hope in your heart space that you can get to this Ten of Pentacles. However, when it comes to this person, you know, you don't feel like that's even a possibility anymore, that you will not have this with this particular connection, because you know, essentially the way you would approach it, the kind of tactics you would take in order to try and bring this back together, you know isn't going to work, right? It wouldn't work in this situation. Like, you feel like there's nothing you can say or do that will bring this back, right? Essentially. And that's where the sadness comes in. Now, when it comes to your advice, the Chariot in reverse, you have the Knight of Wands, so fire energy, and the Lovers, Gemini energy. Woo, look at this. Sorry, I'm laughing because that's a funny combination. Yeah. So the universe is, okay. So So the universe is essentially saying, listen, this ain't happening, okay? I'm sorry, Taurus. This situation is done. It's not going to go anywhere. So the best thing you can do right now is go after what's going to make you happy, what's going to bring you fulfillment, passion, bring that drive back in your life, that zest for life back into your life, because you've been too serious for some time now, right? And it's wearing you down, you know. So it's like, you know, rather than moping and crying and, you know, just feeling like the world is over, you know, it's like saying, look, recognize your damn self, recognize your worth. You know, you're someone who's very attractive, I feel, with the Knight of Wands energy. People see you as a player, right? Even though the reality is you're very emotional, and you can, you know, you get emotionally invested generally when you're in a relationship, right? But on the outside, people see you as a player, right? And they're like, oh man, like, they can have whoever they want, right? And it's like, if you know that dating for you is, you know, something that you don't struggle with so much, kind of keep that in mind, right? That ultimately, the path that you wanted to take with this person is not working out, okay? So why not enjoy life a little bit for now? Have some fun, you know? Have fun. I'm not saying sleep around. You don't have to do that. But it's saying, you know, just get a feel for who's about, you know, meet people, connect, date, whatever, right? Because ultimately, there's a lot of people in the world, and just because this particular connection didn't pan out doesn't mean that there isn't someone else out there that's a better fit for you, right? So I feel like it's saying, don't worry about the long term, don't worry about the happy ever after. Right now, you just need some fun in your life again. Things have been too heavy and too serious for a while now. So just go out there and enjoy yourself, connect with people, get to know them, you know, see what they're about, see if you have the same values, if you could see yourselves being, you know, on that level together, right? Because if you want different things, if you look at things very differently, if you don't have the same core values, it's not going to work, right? So it's just saying explore that, you know, without it getting too serious, okay, at this point. Because right now you're not ready for anything serious, you're still healing from this. But it's saying just enjoy yourself, enjoy life a little bit, okay? And not just in terms of dating, but with your friends, family, you know, just get out there. Where you can, of course, if you're not in lockdown. So otherwise, do it virtually. Now, when it comes to your advice, your external influences with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, you have the 8 of Cups, right? And you have the 5 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Cups, yeah. This was definitely in the upright because I remember seeing the spin, but it was in the upright when I took it out. So yeah, 8 of Cups and 5 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, essentially this person had to emotionally detach and walk away from the situation in order to be able to see clearly what it is that they want. Yeah, ultimately, I don't feel like this person, I don't feel like they wanted conflicts with you. They didn't want any bad blood between you. It's just they recognized that after doing some introspective work, they were able to see why things weren't working out, what they needed to do. And they just come to the realization that this wasn't the one for them. This wasn't the connection for them, okay? And that they needed to go off and do their own healing work or introspective work, right? I feel like both of you needed some time to heal from this situation. You absolutely do. But I feel like this person just came to the realization and recognized that, yeah, that this just wasn't going to go the distance. It just wasn't the connection for them. There was maybe an incompatibility issue, I don't know, you know your circumstances. But I don't feel like they did anything necessarily wrong. I don't see anything here that shows that they wronged you anyway. It just didn't work out, right? So it's just how things go sometimes, Taurus. Obviously, you know, there may have been a situation that I'm not seeing here, but that's just what I'm getting so far. I'm not seeing anything here that shows that they were being deceptive or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it just wasn't for them anymore. Okay. Now, clarifying the Ace of Cups in your fears, you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Wands. So this is interesting because, again, there is fear here around commitment, i.e. not so much in terms of necessarily being with someone, but in terms of, you know, a more serious commitment. This screams to me of, yeah, I want to feel love, but I don't want to settle down, get married, have kids. I'm not ready for that, or I don't want that at all, right? So again, this could be where the difference of opinion comes in, difference in goals, right? And maybe that's why you split, because you both wanted the same thing. Maybe this person felt ready to settle down and you don't want that, so maybe that's what it is. But anyway, there is clearly fears around commitment. That's what I'm getting, between you and the idea of having happy ever after with somebody, because you don't feel like you're ready for that. You don't feel like you're at a point in your life where you have your bases covered and you can take that as the next logical step. You're not feeling that at all. And it makes sense, because right now, you know, emotionally, you need to pour back into yourself and take care of your own stability before you can worry about building something stable with someone else, right? Now, when it comes to your hopes, the Page of Swords in reverse, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and you have the Eight of Swords. So I'm seeing 8 and 88 here. Also 888 could be relevant to you at this time, Taurus. That's also talking about change in fortune, right? So I do recommend checking that out in terms of numerology. The angel numbers could be relevant. But yeah, I feel like what it's saying here is that you're trying to... This is weird as a combination for your hopes. It's like you're hoping that you can stop like obsessing pretty much over what has already taken place. Because ultimately it just makes you feel trapped, right? It just makes you feel trapped. You don't feel like you can fight for the connection because you feel like this is done. I mean, from what I can see, this is done and this person isn't coming back. And I feel like you know that, right? So you're like, I can't even fight for the connection because this person doesn't want to come back. And I feel like you don't even really want to, because you know that you want different things, right? So you don't want to fight for the connection, but you're struggling to let go of it. So you're just trapped in your head. So you're hoping that you'll be able to just detach, you know, just detach mentally from the situation. Get out of feeling trapped and stuck in your head and overthinking and just letting it go. Because like I said, I see you like kind of looking at the things that they post on social media and over-analyzing every single word. And I feel like it just puts more confusion and fear into you and just keeps you trapped, right? But you're trying to release that is what I feel. That's what you're hoping. You're hoping you can release yourself from that energy and just focus on actually healing. And then finally, as a potential outcome, you have, with the dark thoughts and the devil, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, this is you being trapped still. Not seeking clarity on the situation, you know, not coming to that realization that it's time to let go and explore opportunities elsewhere for expansion, right? Where you can create something new. So this is you being trapped in the mind space again. So, Taurus, I think what I'm going to do with regards to your particular reading is, rather than looking at you and this person's connection, because I honestly feel like it's done, they're not coming back, what I'm going to look at is things that can help you move out of this obsessive energy where you're just kind of overanalyzing and, you know, just overanalyzing and worrying about things, right? So we're going to look at what can help you release that energy, what your focus needs to be on, obviously yourself, but if there's anything specific that you may be overlooking that is contributing heavily to how you're feeling. So we'll see what messages we can get that can help you with that. So if you're curious to learn more about how you can heal at this time, you can find the link in the description box below. Otherwise, if this is where we leave your reading, Taurus, I just want to say thank you so much for checking this out. I'm sorry that you're not having, for those of you who resonate with any part of this, I'm sorry that you're not having the best end of the year. But know that this is for your betterment in the long term, okay? This is meant to show you what you've been neglecting over some time. It's meant to bring into focus the necessity for self-love and healing, okay? So if you take anything from this that's positive, take it that you deserve to be your focus at this time. Make yourself your own wish fulfillment and you'll get everything that it is that you want, okay? So sending you guys lots of love and I will speak to you soon.